Demonstration. I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful card, a quite detailed sort of white on brown, using the brand new JND371 oak leaf frame. There's lots of different combinations you can make from this, and the frame in this, it's worth it for that alone. It's beautiful. But just keeping a simple sort of monochrome colour palette really works on this. So we're going to start with just a piece of coconut white essential card, and that has been cut down. We'll pull that one in. And that's been cut down to 5.5 by 5.5 inches, which is the right size for the frame. So the frame simply goes on there. It fits exactly. We will tape that down and we'll run that through our die cutting machine to give us a beautiful detailed frame just like that, with this work all the way around it. So now we want to put the insert piece into it. So I've cut a piece of card again. And this is, again, essential card in coconut white. And this is cut to 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. And that will fit exactly our detailed frame section, which cuts this beautiful panel in the centre. So again, I'm simply going to tape that down, and I'll run that through the die cutting machine and cut that. And it will give us this beautiful detailed frame pattern here with the leaves. And again, this matches exactly with the Joan Next Door oak leaf dies, which are JND358. These fit exactly the same, so they can match and tie on there and things like that. Next we're going to do is simply add a piece of tea coloured card behind there. So all I've done is spray glue on a piece of tea coloured card, and this has been cut to slightly less. This has been cut to 4 5/8 by 4 5/8, just to give me a little border so I don't have to trim anything out. And what we're going to do is we're going to quilt the die. So if you notice here, we've got a piece that's left in place. So we'll just remove that. You want to make sure every piece is out when you're doing quilting. So we'll take that one away. And all we need to do that is to take the die and place the die back on into the right place. So you may need to rotate it until you get it in the right place, and tape that down very well. I'll grab a little bit more tape, make sure that's nice and well taped down, and we're going to quilt it. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually force the card through the die to give us a beautiful quilted edge. So here I have the combination of plates I need for that, and that's simply a 3mm plate, our glue mat or our embossing mat, which is silicone. We put our die with our card in it facing down onto that. We use an A5 metal shim on the top to make the sandwich thick enough, and we put our plate on. And we simply then add that to the base plate of our machine if we're using the Kaleido or a similar machine. This would be the same for the Go Power, same combination as well for things like the Big Shot. And we simply run it through, and you'll hear the card actually stretching and almost cracking, and that's how we tell it's actually worked. So we'll take away our plates, and you can see there from the back that the pattern has embossed beautifully into that card. We'd make a beautiful embossed piece without the actual white on top, but then when we actually remove that, you can see then we've got that beautiful quilted finish where every piece of card is pushing through. So here I have a 6x6 card blank, which has been matted and layered with more of the chocolate and the tea coloured essential card. And I'm simply taking off some foam tape from the frame and mounting that on, and that fits beautifully. This would be a great place to put some embossing or some stamping. It's a beautiful frame for that. Here we have our quilted panel. So again, I'm going to take a little bit of foam tape. I always use 2mm foam tape, as I feel that gives enough depth. And if you are wanting the foam tape that I use, there is a link available on the Crafting with John Next Door and Crafts2 Facebook group with a discount code. It's the same place as I buy it from, and I pay the same price as everybody, so it isn't a sponsored link or anything. But we get that many people asking. It's actually from a plastics company. And so I'm just going to foam mount that into the middle of that frame. I've then taken the next die in the set, which is the beautiful circle, which has this punched dot, which again is a cut line, not a deboss line. A lot of dies started originally with having deboss lines in them to give detail. And depending on your machine, they would or wouldn't come out. I tend to go in my designs with an actual cut line, which is slightly deeper. So it actually punches all of the holes out. And we're going to place that into the center there. And again, you could have a simple sentiment on there. We're actually going to add the sentiment from in the middle of the actual die, which is thinking of you. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue glaze on there, as that works the best for this. And I'm simply going to put my sentiment in the center first. That will help with the next stage. Because the next die in the set we have is this beautiful oak leaf circle. And this has been designed to duplicate. So if we cut it once, if I show you, it gives us a beautiful leaf. If we cut it a second time, you offset and the leaves fit in perfectly to give you an entire wreath. So if we play around with colour, and I'm obviously wanting to introduce a little bit of this darker colour. So I started with the darker colour at the back for the sentiment, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue glaze just around here. It's the easiest way to stick on your delicate die cuts. Just like that. And I'm going to frame that sentiment. I've then cut exactly the same time die, but this time again in the chocolate Craft Artist Essential card. And I can simply match up the circle, match up the leaves and place that on. And there we have, very simply and easily, quite an elegant card put together in no time at all. And you can decorate it. They have put in here spots for pearls. So you will be able to see that there are spots there designed to take large pearls, which I've got on the original. You can put them around the circle. But something that can be made very quickly, and just changing colours can completely change it. You could make this same card in about 20 different colour combinations and it would look different every time. For more ideas, hints, tips and inspiration, why not visit the Crafting with John next door and Crafts2 group on Facebook. Enjoy.